What's up? This is the fourth time that I have recorded this update, and I never got around to uploading any of them. And they got progressively longer, but we're going to try and keep this short. We made it 60 days, but that was 2.5 weeks ago. We made it 60 days, golden, and a whole bunch of stuff blew up in my face. A relationship was developing, financial situations, just stress in general. And at the time, I let that get the best of me, and I let my environment create who I was rather than myself creating my environment. And I played the victim. And I said, woe is me. And I said, why me? And what I need to realize is that I'm not a victim. No, in fact, I'm a champion. And all the crap that life throws at me is exactly what I need to become the person that I'm supposed to be. Period. In the past 2.5 weeks, we have screwed up 6 times. 6 times. We found a loophole, and we went back to it, 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 and we went back to it. That's 6. And I made excuses. And I made excuse after excuse. And if you guys can hear it in my voice, I have been physically sick for the past 2.5 weeks. Are we noticing a pattern here? Weird. What a strange coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Literally within hours of me screwing up the first time, I started getting dizzy. I started feeling sick, congested. Within a day, I was coughing. I'm still coughing. Not as bad, but it's still here. And the fact of the matter is, I am mentally sick. I am mentally very, very sick. And that's my addiction. And my addiction has been controlling my life. Indirectly, but this affects every single part of my life. I literally have been physically sick for the past 2.5 weeks. My confidence has gone down. Me being genuine with people, I felt like a poser a lot of times. I just went to one of my internship meetings with my fancy tie here and my blazer. And I just show up, and I play the part, and I smile, and all's great, all's fantastic, cool. But I'm lying to not only them, but myself. And one of the speakers said tonight, there are people watching you. People are always watching you. And yes, people are actually watching this video, which I'm very grateful for. And if I'm touching even one life with this, it's worth it. But the fact of the matter is, my siblings, my parents, my peers, my coworkers, my colleagues, fellow students, everything. I'm going to be a head captain of a team next year. Be one of the representatives for this school student-led sports team. And I'm obviously not going to be blabbing about, oh, woe is me, and oh, I'm an addict. No, But that comes through. I promise you 100% it comes through. Who you really are when the storms come, what will float to the top is really you. You at your core will shine through. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is, that's what's going to be there. When the storms come, when the winds blow, when everything falls apart, what's left is you. You rise to the level of who you are, but then when you get pushed down, you'll be pushed down to the level of your training, of everything you've gone through to get there. And I know I'm speaking in quotes a little bit here, as I do sometimes, but I've given in, and I haven't even stood up for myself, of all people. 6 times in the past, like 19, 20 or so days. And that's just embarrassing. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I know that the only one I'm hurting is me. But in the worst of times, I need to lean into that adversity. I need to fail forward and not run back to what got me in this mess in the first place. And that's where we're at, guys. We are pushing forward. We are moving forward. And like I said, it's your thoughts. It's what you say. You will believe yourself more than anyone else. And if you aren't speaking victory over these adversities, over these stresses, over your shortcomings and weaknesses, then that's going to be the predominant thought in your head. And if you're constantly thinking, oh, I always get tempted by this. I'm no good. I'm terrible. I am such a mess. I'm a loser. Wow. I'm never going to be this. Don't ever say that. Because you saying that is you believing that. In order for it to have been said, you have to believe it first. And so in you believing that, then you will look for ways to prove your beliefs correct. Sorry if I'm getting intense here, but honestly, that's the difference. Because if you're having all these negative thoughts, start saying something positive. See what happens. The negative thoughts will stop. That's called self-talk. It's called the power of the spoken word. And this isn't silliness. This is the facts. The best part about facts is you can't argue with them. And I'm not beating around the bush here. I'm coming straight at you guys. Today's day 0. 0. And my mentor told me that the biggest problem with day 0 is the illusion of starting over. The illusion that you lost all that progress. But again, you fail forward. You continue moving and you take everything that you learned moving to that point and you apply it and you get stronger and you get better and you get right back up. You don't lie down in the mud. You don't lie down and feel bad for yourself and say, woe is me, like I have been for the past 2.5 weeks. And really what it is I lost intention. I lost purpose. When my feet hit the floor in the morning, I was drifting. I was doing the activities, I was making the phone calls, I was being accountable, and I was reading, and I was checking into my app, and whoop-de-doo, scrolling through it, doing the activities, the meditation, the audios, awesome. The journaling even. Great, get it out of the way. But was I doing it to get better? Was I doing it to overcome this addiction and to be... Sorry about that, guys. And to be the man that I'm supposed to be for my future family, for my future wife, for myself, and the impact that I'm supposed to have on this world? No. I was doing it to check it off. To check it off the to-do list and pat myself on the back. Yay. In the beginning, yes. If you just need to do it and you need to get yourself in the routine, fantastic. But if that routine stays a routine and that's all it is, and there's no purpose behind the routine, then what are you doing? Why are you doing it? You have to know the reason why. I know how to get better. I know how to rewire my brain. I know how to get out of this mess. But if I don't know why, if I don't know the reason why I need to do that, why I need to get better, why it's so vital for me to push through this, then the how doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You can have 150 steps perfectly in order to achieve something. But if you don't have your desire, if your heart and your mind don't need to have that end result, you're not going to want to follow the steps. It could be all right there, laid out in front of you. I'm a part of a 12-step program. I've talked about that. I'm going to a meeting in 2 days. But if I don't have that burning desire to get better, this is all a waste of time. And I will eventually run back to that. And that's not me saying that. Let me take that back. But I'm saying if the intention isn't there, if the drive, the why isn't there, then that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to slowly just drift farther and farther away. And this happens in everything. You see it happen in marriages. That's why the divorce rate is at 70% or whatever ridiculous number it is. Pisses me off. I refuse to be a part of that statistic. And if I'm not going to be a part of that statistic, I can't be addicted to lust and pixels and objectifying women and just people in general for something that's meant to be beautiful. Sorry, we're ranting here, guys. This is the whole update. Something that's meant to be beautiful and just completely twisting it and spitting it back into our faces and just serving it to us in a zillion different ways. It's all fake. It's all a lie. It's staged. It's meant to get you hooked. And that's exactly what it does. But back to my point, what I was saying, the drifting happens in careers. It happens in passions. It happens in marriages. Again, if you aren't intentionally waking up every single morning with trying to grow in whatever that is, your relationship, and love this person more than you did the day before, or your skill and get better at it than you did the day before, even if you're taking a break for a day, thinking about what you need to do next, constantly growing, setting goals. If you aren't moving forward, if you're coasting, so to speak, if you're drifting, if you're coasting, the only way you can coast is downhill. I think I've said that before, but think about that. The only way you can coast is downhill. So you're drifting, you're slowly just doesn't have as much of an impact anymore. Like, I still do the journaling, I still do the meditation, but I just check it off. The second you start losing that, you've lost. If you don't recognize that and fix it, you've lost. There's nothing else to say about that. And that's exactly what happened, guys. Bottom line, wrapped up in 2 words, be intentional. Be intentional with the way you live your life. Be intentional. And be honest with yourself. Hey, do I want to be addicted? Do I want to have a hurt relationship and then marriage? Do I want to potentially have conversations with my siblings? With who look up to me? With my kids, potentially one day? About, oh, what was Daddy looking at? What was Daddy doing with his time? And this can fit into anything. What was you, grammar, wow, fantastic. I'm a communications major. Anyway, besides the point. There's eyes on you. You got to be that example. What kind of person are you going to be today? And when I say all this stuff, guys, I'm talking to myself, and this video was not short. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But what kind of person am I going to be? I got to be honest with myself. Behind closed doors especially, that's called integrity. It's a lot easier to live your life as one person all the time and not lie about it. Not be a poser over here and just have this secret little stuff over here that, oh, nobody knows about, or these friends know about, and then it's okay. No. Because you have an example to set. You have a bar to set. And if you don't have that mentality, then you're coasting. And if you're coasting, if you're comfortable, well, I've just got these couple little things, no big deal, you're going backwards. And I'm sorry if that's too strong, but again, I'm not sorry. And we're going to be vulnerable here. We're going to be transparent. Today is day 0. We screwed up today. Twice, no less. Because we thought, oh, we already screwed up once. We'll screw up again. What? That's like twisting your ankle and then just like snapping your whole leg. Like you're snapping your femur bone on purpose because you twisted your ankle. Oh, screwed up. Might as well just completely handicap myself. I'm just trying to get this out. And again, became physically sick because of this. This is just some perspective, guys. I'm coming at you straight. I'm coming at you uncut, unrated. And we're moving forward. And we're going to speak victory over this and be intentional every single day. Not in the morning, not at night, not just once to check it off the to-do list, but consistently. And the more I speak it, the more you guys speak it, the more you guys say this stuff and think this stuff and don't let the negativity get up here, the more you will be able to live it. And once you start living it, it just becomes a part of who you are. You become intentional. You become passionate. You become personal. Purposeful. Way to ruin a moment, Caleb. And life just gets a whole lot of fun. And people feel you. People feel there's a different energy about you. And you don't have to fake it anymore. You can just be you. You can be the best version of yourself, the person you're supposed to be. Caleb, the person you're supposed to be. I'm talking to me. And if you watch to the end of this, you're amazing. No one should have to sit through a 20-minute video. But I would encourage you to take one thing from this and apply it. Just one thing. And we talked about a lot. I talked about a lot. But don't get overwhelmed. Don't let the negativity in here. Speak against that and live the life you're supposed to. We're going to 90 days. We're going to 100 days. We're going way past that. We're blowing by it. And today is day 0. It's a slice of humble pie. A slice of sit down and learn from your mistakes. Looking in the mirror. Do we like what we see? Not really. But we're moving on. We're moving forward. And we're getting better. So, with that, guys, again, thank you so much for sitting through this ridiculousness. And I love you. You're amazing. Please stay